This is Rita. Hi, Tracy. Nice to meet you. And what is your role here? Oh.
not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. I am no, I am not mistakes that I have made or any other things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. I am not my age, I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. Oh light, oh light, oh light. I am divinity defined. I am God on the inside. I am the star, a piece of it all. I am light. I am light. I am light. Whoa, whoa, I am light. 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 Oh, I am light. I am light. Oh, you're light, they're light. We are aligned and we are aligned. You're light, they're light. We are aligned and we are aligned. You're light, they're light. We are aligned and we are aligned. You're light, they're light. We are aligned and we are aligned.
Thank you, Tracy. Wonderful. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to all. It's good to see you here this morning, newcomers, longtime members, those returning, and those watching online. My name is Preston Wilson, and I am your Celebration Associate today. We gather this day and throughout this new year to nurture our connections, seek inspiration, and embrace change. Finding our center is our theme for January. For me, this sanctuary at this time every week is where I can breathe freely, center myself, and find peace among friends. I hope you might feel the same. Please take a moment to read the announcements on your order of service. I especially want to draw your attention to the announcement in your order of service concerning the congressional conversation on reimagining the Social Justice Council. Today at noon, right here in the parlor, Are there social justice projects that you are passionate about and want to initiate? Let's look at the possibility of concentrating on a couple of projects each year that are open to the whole congregation. That's today here at noon. An additional announcement concerns the grand opening of our new beautifully organized and presented library of 800 books on a wide range of topics for general readership and scholars alike, created over a 4-month period by Marie Benedetti, with assistance from Barbara Shue and Joanne Kowalski. See details in the weekly announce. I visited it last week and was amazed and very proud that we have such a fine addition to our growing church. Thank you, Marie. Finally, Beacon on Aurora is going to be canceled for tonight, unfortunately. But the next one will be held on March 5th. And I think that that's a wonderful way to use this space for music. Well, before we light our chalice, let's all take a moment to greet those around you. I'd like to invite Rita Rosenberg-Barber up for the lighting of the chalice. Please join me in saying the chalice lighting words, which are printed in your order of service. We light this chalice for the warmth of love, the light of truth, and the energy of action. Thank you. The opening words will now be given by Rita Rosenberg-Barber.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Great to see all of you. I just still, after the long wait, it's still wonderful to be here with you, and thank you. So the opening words are by Wendell Berry. In this time of meditation, may you rest in the grace of the world and be free. In weakness, may you sense the strength of the eternal hills and rest in the grace of the world. In failure, may you be upheld like the buoyancy of water and rest in the grace of the world. In limitation, may you remember that the choices may be as great as the expanse of the sky and rest in the grace of the world. In insecurity, may you feel the solid earth beneath your feet and rest in the grace of the world. In despair, may you hear the joy in the birds' song, the birds singing, and rest in the grace of the world. In fear, may you feel the warmth of the sun and rest in the grace of the world. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. So be it.
I have a couple of friends that are going to help with baskets today as we do our Side with Love collection during our opening hymn. You can see the full list in your order of service. We are collecting items for the Advocacy Center this month. I invite everyone to rise in body or spirit and join us in our opening hymn, number 188, Come, Come, Whoever You Are. Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come, yet again come. Good morning, friends. I'm going to pull a chair up here. It's the time where I get to invite anyone who would like to come a little closer for our time for wonder to come right on up here with me on the steps. You can have a seat right here. I will say, for those of you that might be feeling hesitant, I have this book today and the pictures are gorgeous. So if you're ever kind of waffling, like, do I want to get a little closer? Today would be a good day for it. A good day for it. All right. Do I have a friend here who hasn't opened the Wonder Box recently? Well, I don't have Alec. Go ahead and do it today. You want to hold up what you have in there? What'd you find? You're not exactly sure, yeah. So it's a picture of two signs, and one says colored and one says white. Do any of you have any ideas about where these signs are from? Yeah, Waldo. Yeah, so he said when Martin Luther King was born. So these are signs, these are, I should say, pictures of actual signs that hung over water fountains in Birmingham, Alabama. They were posted above restroom doors in Baltimore, Maryland. They were everywhere that discrimination was present. So these signs meant that people of color could not use the same water fountains or the same restrooms or other places that white people could. It was meant to keep people of color out of places where white people didn't want them. And these signs represent a really bad time in our history. This month, our theme is Finding Our Center. And this weekend, we celebrate Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. So notice that this weekend is in the center of the month. So today, we're talking about centering racial justice to find our center as a whole multiracial people. So Dr. King worked hard to improve racial justice. And after protest marches and new laws in the South, many of these kinds of signs were removed. But there are so many things that are a deep part of the racial injustice in our country. So that's why in our faith, we are centering racial justice and decentering whiteness that has dominated and oppressed so many groups. That means as you use, we strive to be thoughtful and inclusive in the ways that we worship. in the ways that we share leadership, in the ways that we communicate, in the ways that we include racial justice in our religious exploration programming for all ages, and in the ways that we include the wisdom and identities and practices belonging to marginalized groups. So I brought with me this book today. This is a story about all of the beautiful choices we can make in our lives. So one person described it as, and I loved this so much, a call for self-love that highlights the inherent beauty of all Black and brown children. So this is called The Me I Choose to Be. It's by Natasha Anastasia Tarpley. What is the best way for me to position myself so as many people as possible can see the gorgeousness that is this book? It's really beautiful. Yeah, there's already wow up here. The pictures are so beautiful. All right. Some may think they know who I am, but here's what you must understand. My creativity and curiosity flow without end, and if I meet an obstacle, I just begin again. I am a planet, a limitless galaxy, and I am the me I choose to be. I am hope, passed down through generations. I am a bridge builder, connecting people and nations. I am a weaver of words that quickly take flight and stretch into stories fluttering off into the night. I am a conjurer, imagining realms that aren't yet there. I am a maker, a creator, shaping a new world we all can share. My creativity and curiosity flow without end, and if I meet an obstacle, I just begin again. I am a planet, a limitless galaxy, and I am the me I choose to be. I am joyful as a bubbly, rushing river. I am sad as a trickling tear. I am a tiny bird watching the world from afar. I am a friend who loves to be near. And there's something else about me, maybe harder to see. I'm not that cool. I don't always know what to say, and every so often I go the wrong way. Sometimes it seems I have 2 left feet. That just means I am a free spirit. I move to the rhythm of my own heartbeat. I am a star dancing across the night sky. I am the night sky, unnoticed as the stars fly by. It's hard not to care when people pretend you aren't there. But then I remember my creativity and curiosity flow without end. And if I meet an obstacle, I just begin again. I am a planet, a limitless galaxy, and I am the me I choose to be. I am a superhero yet unnamed. I am laughter that falls like rain, making room for joy to grow. I am a gardener, planting dreams the world will know. I am wind with the strength to bend trees. I am light, traveling the universe with ease. I am the winding road to a fantastic adventure. I am a home where love lives at the center. I am all these things and more you see, because I am the me I choose to be. Thank you so much for sharing this book with me this morning. We can see the beautiful ways that we find in our multicultural center, and we can create a world in which all potential possibilities are celebrated. Anyone have a picture that they loved the most? Something that stuck out to you?
I like the one that said, I am a light.
I am light, yeah.
Just like Tracy's song.
Yeah, and just like Tracy's song this morning, I am light. So friends, who is the me that you choose to be? In celebration of Martin Luther King Jr. Day and finding our center through racial justice, Madeline has made a craft for you to do today during the service. It's a way for you to imagine the ways that our world could be more fair and kind and just. And I'm going to show you really quickly and hand it to you. And then at the end, if you wanted to come and show me what you've created, I would love to see the world that you dream about. So let me show you one of these and hand them out to you. We have, I think, a couple more than we have kiddos here, so if someone wanted one. So there's going to be a piece of paper, and you'll have to cut this out, and it's a cloud. And inside every bag, you have rainbow strips, and you have the pair of scissors, and you have glue and a pencil. So you're going to write your dreams, one for each color, on your rainbow strips, and then you can glue them onto your dream cloud here, and you can do that throughout the rest of the service, okay? So I'm going to hand them to you as you return back to your seats. There you go. Go ahead, and then you can take one of these and go right back to where you were sitting. Yeah, that's for you. Thanks. Enough for everyone? We got one for Thora and Waldo? Great. Thank you so much, friends. Did you get one, Waldo? Thank you. All right, I'm gonna... Did you get one too, Lula? Thanks. All right, I'm gonna put my chair back. Thanks, friends.
In a spirit of reverence, love, and care, we take time now to bear witness to some of the joys, sorrows, and appreciations of our community, to share those events that call for our prayers and support, our praise and celebration. This from Rita Rosenberg Barber. Jody Kessler, who has graced our congregation with a loving presence and inspiring words and music from the pulpit, has been diagnosed with cancer. As a yoga teacher and spiritual leader, she has had a profound impact throughout our community and beyond. She enjoys receiving cards. Her address is 305 Taylor Place, Ithaca. And this sorrow from the Finance Committee. We lament the loss of our long-term colleague and friend, Jim Scaley. Jim was a true pillar of the church. His kindness, words, and actions are already missed. May he rest in peace and be remembered for years to come. For those we are holding in our thoughts, in our hearts, and perhaps in our prayers, let us call these names out loud into this community, into this place of healing and hope right now. We extend loving kindness to all in our world, and let us not forget to extend loving kindness to ourselves. Today, tomorrow, and beyond, let our hands be outstretched in kindness, and let us keep showing up to our lives and to each other with an open heart, no matter what. Love and courage to us all. Amen.
Let us take a few minutes, a few seconds in silent meditation and think about those we love, the people we just mentioned, and the world around us that's suffering. When we go into those spaces where we meditate, let's imagine ourselves resting on waters. Let's imagine ourselves surrounded by all those we love, surrounded by the world, surrounded by the people in this community. surrounded by all the things that we want to see in this world and to become in this world, to make this world a better place. Now we sing our meditation hymn.
I am finding my way. I am finding my way. I am finding my way back to now. I am finding my way. I am finding my way. I am finding my way back to now. I am finding my way. I am finding my way. I am finding my way back to now. I am finding my way. I am finding my way. I am finding my way back to now. I am finding my way. I am finding my way. I am finding my way back to now. I am finding my way. I am finding my way. I am finding my way back to now. I am finding my way. I am finding my way. I am finding my way back to now.
Each week, we take an offering to sustain the important ministries of programs of this congregation and its presence in Ithaca. Giving to the plate is important. It's a symbol of our gratitude for this service and our ongoing commitment to support the work of this church. For those watching remotely, instructions for giving using your phone or computer will appear on your screen during the offertory music and in the information below the live stream image on YouTube. For those attending in person, our ushers will pass the plates.
I stretch myself too thin, try to be everything. Don't know how to love, I can't wait too much. I need a thicker skin to let nobody in. Don't know how to guard my tears and my loss. Dark nights, the silence eats me up. But day comes and everything's enough. I'm free but I'm fragile, I'm happy but I'm worried, I'm sad but I'm so afraid. I get pins and needles when I think about it, it catches me every day. I've got scars on my soul that I'm scared to show. I cried in the morning, but you never know. I should let it be. It's just my insecurities. I should let it be. It's just my insecurities. I tried to raise my voice, tripped up more than noise. Tripped up more than once. The fools taught me right. I bared my naked soul, all on my painful flaws. Wish I could open up, take in the love. Dark nights, silence eats me up. But day comes and everything's enough. I'm free but I'm fragile. I'm happy but I'm worried. I'm set up but I'm so afraid. I get pins and needles when I think about it. It catches me every day. I've got scars on my soul that I'm scared to show. I cried in the morning but you never know. I should let it be. It's just my insecurities. I should let it be. It's just my insecurities. Every freckle on my skin has a reason. Every scar that I have was worth bleeding. Every curl on my head is a treasure. Think about it, I don't wanna try getting fighting. Whoa. I'm free but I'm fragile. I'm happy but I'm worried. I'm sad but I'm so afraid. I get pins and needles when I think about it. Think about it every day. I've got scars on my soul that I'm scared to show. I cried in the morning but you never know. I should let it be. It's just my insecurities. I should let it be. It's just my insecurities. I should let it be. It's just my insecurities.
Please join me in saying the offertory words printed in your order of service. May these gifts bring about connection, inspiration, and engagement within these walls and beyond.
Good morning, everyone. I sound excited, right? I'm kind of excited, but I'm more tired than I am excited. So when I thought about the theme for January, finding our center, an expression I've heard all my life, growing up around hippies and granola bar worshipers, I realized that I never really thought about what it meant, and I really had no idea. And so I wondered if I even had a center. I thought, do I even want a center? What does it mean? Can I find one? Did I have one and lose it somewhere? Can I borrow it from somebody else? And if I don't return it, would that be wrong? Did I even care? So because my sermon today is based on this theme, I started doing a little bit of research to get some clarification about what it meant. And well, thanks to old Google, I came across this, and it sounded pretty good. Finding your center means finding your footing on unstable ground, figuratively speaking. It means grounding yourself in truth and rediscovering your essence. I like that. It's really pretty. It's really meaningful. But I had to ask myself, do I feel stable? Do I feel well? Am I inspired or hopeful? And hopeful about what? I often feel these things, all of these things, but hopeful was tricky. Is the source of my hopefulness the same as the source of the author who's writing this piece? Are they speaking about the hopefulness that comes when you find out your nosy, noisy neighbor is moving? I don't know. I felt and heard my brain cells hissing, taking too much time for me. I was pretty sure my learning curve was becoming more shallow and long. All right, I said, stop making yourself crazy. It's not that complicated. So I wondered that maybe someone came up with a great formula to finding your center, right? Everybody has these formulas, like 10 ways to keep your man, right? Like all these formulas that people come up with. And I thought, hey, maybe that'll work for me. I could just employ it and that's it. So I was bound to understand this. So I read this. Just breathe. You will immediately feel better and you will discover your center. Okay, so watch this. Sounds good. Sleep more and you'll feel better. When you wake up, you will feel centered. Well, I'm an insomniac, so that didn't work for me. Organize stuff for peace of mind and efficiency. What stuff? I have no idea what they want me to organize. Lose yourself in music. That sounds beautiful. Didn't give me a center. Never stop reading. Okay, I won't. Believe in everything that you possibly can. Now that was seriously frightening to me. Look for the good in all things. I like that saying. But if you shared the dinner I had the other night, you would not have been able to find anything good in that. Okay, I said I'm going back to the drawing board. I can do this. Okay, I had two questions for myself. Suppose this. Suppose we actually don't find our center, but we create it. That it's not something that's sitting and waiting for us to show up to. We actually create it ourselves. By taking our most grounding experiences and allowing to be the holding vessel or the central focus of all we do. If this is the case, we could all choose our center. Question 2, is it possible for our center, which is connected to the concept of the center of gravity, that which grounds us, to have more than one source? If it does, I don't necessarily have to work by myself to figure it out. The answer to the first question, for me, if I were going to choose a center, I would choose grace. I love that concept. I love that word. Suppose you think, to answer the second question of us not having to find our grace, our center of gravity by ourselves. Suppose you think of a sack of potatoes. That's what I should have had for dinner, actually, when I think about it. If you think of a sack of potatoes, and a sack is one unit of items with its own center of gravity, well, the funny thing is that all the potatoes inside have their own center of gravity, and they affect one another. They're individual, they're separate, but combined, they create something more, maybe a greater center of gravity. It's pretty cool. So if you look at me and ourselves as one whole, yes, I'm referring to us as a sack of potatoes, containing many parts that have many centers. And it sounds like a contradiction, but it really isn't. Because in reality, there is no whole that is not made up of many parts. There is no whole that's not made up of many parts. Like our congregation, like each one of us. Even by ourselves, we're made up from the love and the caring and the teaching that we get from those around us and from our family. In physics, everything in the universe is made up of matter. So everything in the universe is made up of atoms, and even atoms are made up of subatomic particles. Do you see how my mind is crazy? All of this because of this theme for January, right? In sacred scriptures, they talk about the body being one whole, and though it is one whole, it has many parts. So this comes up over and over again, the idea that we together create a center of gravity. What about grace? I think a lot about the concept and function of grace. If I make grace my center of gravity, or my center in general, if we all did, what would be its parts? For me, they are unmerited divine assistance when we are in service of others. Mercy, forgiveness, humility, kindness, and the conferral of dignity and honor upon individuals in this community and abroad. And remember, grace does not come into existence from a single source. I believe it comes because of the goodness we hope for ourselves and the world around us, and what we do and the things that we offer to one another, the loving gifts to the world around us, to our friends, to our families, to our neighbors, noisy or not. For our community, for strangers, and even to our enemies. You know, those people I call itchy. They make me feel itchy. I was fortunate because I was offered grace. It was presented to me in a number of ways. I found grace over the years of caring for those I loved as they transitioned from life into death, washing their worn bodies, hand-feeding them when they could not feed themselves, placing my warm hand on their chest above their hearts as their breathing slowed down, stroking their hearts, stroking their heads as their life force diminished. I found it by listening to the mournful stories of veterans who regrettably engaged in wars and combat, who saw their friends and their supposed foemen. These veterans knew that they walked the fine line between heaven and hell, wondered if they themselves were the devils. Veterans who returned from afar with far less of a sense of purpose and direction than when they began. I found it when I first sat with those who were incarcerated, strangers seemingly from a spiritual and emotional state of mind I thought was far away from mine. We did not seem like the same species. But those feelings melted away as I listened, not to the things that led them to being incarcerated, but to the pain that came from a lifetime of brokenheartedness, pain that smothered their dreams and separated them from all hope, and left them in the darkest spaces of despair. And in their brokenheartedness, I actually saw that we were not very different. I felt grace, all of its parts, become me: mercy, compassionate, forgiving, loving. And I use it as an opportunity to serve others. I wanted to read something. Grace is a stream pouring through this ragged rocks and broken terrain of human existence, bringing life, healing, and hope. Grace sustains us and sustains the entire universe. Grace began the day we stood on this earth. Grace is our passionate concern for humanity and hope that humanity does not remain in a state of hurt and pain. Grace chooses us, gives us the community around us, and asks us to work together in harmony and touch the hearts of all those who are suffering. Grace is the commitment to bless all humanity. Grace is the outpouring of love. Grace extends mercy and kindness to every single person and every single living thing on this earth. Grace is the overseer of justice. Grace is the renewal of our bodies. Grace is the joyful rain that we are all part of. Grace is the healing of a fractured community and the hope for a lost world. If this is what grace is, and more, then let each of us individually and as a whole, let grace be our center. You won't regret it, unlike the dinner I had the other night. Thank you.
I invite you to rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, number 205, Amazing Grace.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch.
Our closing words today center around the relationship between trust and love. I was inspired to choose these by Emily Richards' sermon last Sunday on the power and necessity of trust. In Sonnet 29, William Shakespeare confides to the reader that trust and love is what enables him to carry on in the midst of abject envy and self-doubt. Here he means trust in the memory of a singular person's past love, but we can extend it out to mean a God's promise for giving love, or in a full community's embracing love. Either in all ways, he reminds us that trust is a healing grace without which love cannot thrive. When in disgrace with fortune in men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and trouble deaf heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate, wishing me like to one more rich in hope, featured like him with friends possessed, desiring this man's art and that man's scope, with what I most enjoy, contented least. Yet, in these thoughts myself almost despising, haply I think on thee, and then my state, like to the lark at break of day arising from sullen earth, sings hymns at heaven's gate. For thy sweet love remembered such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings.
Taking my freedom, put it off the shelf, putting it on my chain, wearing it around my neck. I'm taking my freedom, wearing it in my car, wherever I choose to go. It will take me far. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 golden, living my life like it's 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 golden, golden. I'm taking my own freedom, putting it in my song, singing loud and strong, grooving all day long. I'm taking my freedom, putting it in my stroll. I be high stepping, y'all, letting the joy unfold. I'm living my life like it's golden, 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 living my life. Taking my freedom, can't take it from me. I was born into it, it comes naturally. I'm strumming my own freedom in the God me. Reverence it is glory. Hope he's proud of me. I'm living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life, living my life like it's golden. 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 Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. Living my life like it's golden, 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 golden. Live my life like it's 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 golden, golden. Living my life like it's golden.
Let us say together the words printed in your order of service as we extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again. Well, I guess you had different words. But we got the job done anyways. Go in peace.